Hey everyone, I'm going to read Romans 5, verse 5. And hope does not disappoint us, because God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit who has been given to us. And the whole first couple verses of chapter 5 are really fantastic. So I suggest reading and reflecting on verses 1 through 5. But particularly 5, on that hope, on what we're called. And these verses talk to us about the theological virtues of faith, hope, and love. And so we're given those. We're given these virtues. We've been sealed with the Holy Spirit. So we've been given faith, hope, and love. We've been given these virtues. And when we live in faith, we live in peace with God. And what's so great is we have access to this grace that He gives us. And the particular one we're talking about, and we're asking you to really reflect on again is hope. We are longing for the glory of God that awaits us. And it's really hard right now. It really sucks. We're all not getting to do so many of the things that we want. Maybe for me it's not as challenging because my life revolves around my children that don't have that many activities or that many out of the house sorts of things. But for you guys, man, I'm so sorry. It's so hard. It's so hard to have hope when, maybe it's your junior or senior year or whatever it is. Like, it's so much different than what you've been imagining for the last couple years. It is not this fun time learning and growing with your friends, being in community. It's just not happening at all, or maybe not in the same way. You don't get to be around those people that are important to you every day when you're at school or when you're doing sports. It's just not happening. And that hope, it's so hard not to doubt and to fear. But again, in this verse is calling us to hope. And it's also calling us to love, that we show the charity of the Spirit that dwells in our hearts. Again, we were sealed. We are sealed with the Holy Spirit. We're asked to hope. We're asked to long and await for God's glory. And of course, it's hard. But as we do this, when we are in this suffering, and that's a lot of what we're doing, when we're in this suffering, we're going to become more like Christ. Like, can we think of it that way? Can we think that all this trouble, this turbulent times, and these difficulties that we're going through, that we're becoming more like Christ? We are uniting ourselves, our souls, more in line with Him. And we're just called to do that in hope, in a time soon enough, that's coming soon enough, that we can go back to living our lives, and maybe not normally. Like, I want to live in a way that I am a better friend and a better participant in Mass and in my community in so many different ways. And I want to be there for people so much more. And so I don't want things to go back to being the same. I want to be better. I want to say yes to doing things. And I'm doing that in hope. I'm hopeful that we can be a greater and better part of each other's lives, but also a greater and better evangelist and bringing people to the faith. So again, and hope does not disappoint us because God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit who has been given to us. So let's continue to hope, because who are we without hope? Bye.